to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I am your host, AC, and we are so excited about our in-studio guest. We are here with the mayor of the fine city of Columbia, Barbara Buffaloe.
Hey, Donica.
How are you?
I'm good. This is crazy to be back in the studio with a new face in front.
I know.
Hi.
It's exciting, right? Hi.
Hi.
It's good to have you here.
It's so great to see
on
you.
the sofa.
Oh, this is actually really, really nice and comfortable.
I'm glad it's comfortable. Just for you. Just for you.
Right.
It's always nice.
You switch it out for every person.
We do. Each person gets to choose what they like. So, Mayor,
Hey.
tell us what is exciting, what's happening in the city of Columbia.
Yeah. So new year, right? I'm really excited to be in Columbia right now because we're having a lot of like civic engagement and interest in local government, which I had to tell you is not the national trend. I don't know if it's because we have a journalism school or what it is, but
Could be.
everything is covered, obviously, in the city of Columbia. But I think I'm excited because, I'm both excited as well as apprehensive a little bit.
Okay.
Because we're getting into a national election year.
Yes.
And when that happens, sometimes people can go a little crazy.
A little bit.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I love about Columbia, though, is that because we have such an engaged community and so many opportunities for people to be involved in local government, we see a lot of kind of like, you see electeds out.
Yes.
You have events where they're talking at. You can go ask questions of our local officials, which you don't always get.
No.
In other communities.
No, you don't. You're not always walking down the street and you hear somebody say, "Hey, Adonica," and you turn around and it's the mayor. But that happens
did
here.
happen.
It did happen, but it happens here. And you do get to see people out at meetings and at events.
Yeah.
And you can just stop and talk to them. I mean, don't talk to them too much, people, but let them have a good time.
Yeah, my kids often are like, Mom, can we just have dinner without you having to talk to everybody? And I was like, no.
Probably
we
not.
Actually can't. Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
But I mean to say, I talked to mayors, from around the nation.
Yes.
And both they struggle to get people involved in local government. But also at the same time, sometimes their local citizens just don't know what is going on. And I think about like the power of within local government, you do see those who are making the decisions for you.
Yes.
You also get to help influence their decision by giving them that feedback, like about roll cards or roundabouts or anything like that.
Yes. Potholes.
Right. And whereas like sometimes, at a national level, you're not getting that sort of feedback from your community members where your decisions are actually affecting them.
Yes. So what are some good ways? Like if somebody's watching right now and they're like, how can I get involved? I mean, other than like sending you an email,
right?
There are ways that people can get involved. There are commissions, there are boards.
Right. So we have multiple opportunities, right? So there's boards and commissions. We have over 50 that help advise on everything from, there's the Mayor's Council on Physical Fitness. To Parks and Rec, to our planning and zoning. You can serve on these boards and commissions. You don't have to be an expert. In some of the areas, it is helpful if you have the knowledge of that area. But you can be involved in that. You can come when we have an interested parties meeting to hear about projects that are happening in your neighborhood.
Yes.
You can obviously come to a city council meeting, which, I mean, sometimes they're long.
Sometimes.
Because sometimes you're talking about short-term rentals.
Yes.
You can come to a council meeting on the first and third Mondays. You can obviously watch these online, but I always I want people to be involved in person.
Okay.
Right? So I really do want to see community members have that opportunity to build relationships with their neighbors, with those who maybe have a different political background.
Yes.
Just to remind us that we're all working together for like the betterment of our community.
Absolutely. And that is really what I find, the relationships.
Yeah.
That's what's important,
Yeah.
right? The relationships are important. So a lot of times when you're in shoulder to shoulder at a council meeting, or if you're on a planning and zoning meeting with somebody that you may not know, you sit next to them and you get a chance to know them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you realize that you maybe have more things in common than you thought.
Yeah.
So come out and get involved.
Yeah. And that's what I think of, like, as we're getting ready for this, like, right now I know, like, online is not where everyone is the best version of themselves on social media, right? And so having these opportunities to be next to each other, like you said, shoulder to shoulder, helps us remember that we're both humans, that we're all humans, we're working together. And you can see people as a person, as opposed to just like an anonymous, memoji or whatever.
Yeah. The memojis.
Yeah, the memojis.
Yes, the memojis. So if somebody was watching or listening and said, I think I want to get involved, are there any areas where you think are kind of like low entry? Do you know what I mean? Like a good place to start?
Yeah. So we have, obviously, we'll appoint task force for kind of like special projects. And so if you're ever interested in serving on one of those, or you hear about a project that's happening, I encourage you to just reach out, just email mayor@como.gov and say you're interested. I also think about, there's all kinds of levels, right? So our schools, they always need PTA volunteers and classroom volunteers. Yeah. If you don't have a kid in school, they're always looking for assistants and volunteers in the programs there.
Yes.
You can be involved in your neighborhood association. That's almost like local government at the entry level.
Oh, it is.
Sometimes it's harder. I think about some of the community meetings that I have coming up. But you can be involved just to work with one another.
Yeah.
I always see, there's volunteers that are needed. If you go to volunteer programs at the City of Columbia, you can be involved that way, where it doesn't require a monthly commitment and just kind of ease your way into that, or join a Rotary Club. There's lots of opportunities to be involved in the community. And I think everybody who's willing to step up just shows how much they love their community.
I agree. And, a lot of those are things that I had not even thought of.
Yeah.
But yes, Rotary, Kiwanis, like those are places where you can go and get involved and get a feel for it.
Yeah. And you get to meet people. You get to meet people from all around the city, right? And usually they're service organizations. Like, I'm a Rotarian, so love where you live. For me, it's service above self.
Yes,
is the other piece to that.
Yes.
And so for that, I love getting involved and getting to talk to people. Since taking this gig, I obviously can't attend every weekly meeting, which makes me sad. But I try to go when I can and at least be involved where I can.
I like how you slid that in. Like, that is your way to let your Rotary group know that she's
I miss you
mayoring.
guys.
She misses you, but she's mayoring, right?
She's mayoring,
She's
right.
mayoring. Okay,
right.
So I have a little gift for you before you go. Okay, and for those who are listening to us, it is a miniature roll cart.
Yeah.
It has a Daily Blend sticker on the back of it. And apparently you can keep your ink pens in this on your desk.
Yes, these are rolling out in March.
Yes.
And I ask everybody for their patience as we do this. But also, making a safer environment for our workers is really what the key is for this. And so really thankful to see us rolling into this new year.
I like how she did that. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are all wrapped up. And hey, be looking for your roll carts.